Everyone's a hero in their own way. Everyone's got villains they must face. Sorry, we were just talking about that. So what's that from, guys? I bet you know. I bet somebody knows. We're live. It's tonight. I figure there's a bunch of celebrities running around out there being like, this is my no makeup selfie, quarantine life, hashtag still beautiful, hashtag whatever. And I'm like, you know what? I also can't wear makeup. I also cannot wear makeup. Watch me go. Fuck you, celebrities. Nerdrotic is now the leader of the Phantom Menace. Who knew? Apparently, Nerdrotic is allowed to be late because he's late. This late. What is this late? It's 7 minutes. I'm like frequently 45 minutes late for my Tuesday live stream because I go on after the High Council. Because I can't go on before that because the High Council streams from my home because it's also Jeff's home. And therefore, you know, it is what it is. Anyway, coronavirus news before we get into the fun topic tonight, which is, of course, the Tiger King, Joe Exotic, all of that good shit. Gary's usually 15, 20 minutes late. Well, I guess as the apparent newly elected leader of the Phantom Menace, he is allowed to be, but, you know. The other such, yes, that Nintendo guy, I'm just talking with Ethan about another night that he's available. But Ethan will be on for sure at some point. Don't worry. Yeah, we're eating cereal. The Van Skyver, the legend, the myth, the dude. Sorry, I'm hungry, so I'm eating some cereal. I'm embracing the coronavirus look right now. You know, the bathrobe, the lack of makeup, the barely trying kind of, you know, thing. You can see that on display in my new video that's live on my channel right now, or not live. I'm live. That's up on my channel right now, and you should watch that.
You should play out that song at the end of each stream.
I should. That should be how I play myself in and out from now on.
That's the greatest achievement of your year.
Yes.
By the way, Bobby, I might grow it out like a sports team. I did buy a trimmer, though. I'm going to even it up tomorrow. So I'm going to grow it out for the same length, just clean it up.
Make it look nicer.
Yeah, because the sideburns are super bushy.
Thank you, Raising Rhino. I'm glad you enjoyed it. We'll show it on here at some point tonight. It'll be exciting. Oh, nice, man. Don't work. Where are you at? Where are you located? And yes, I'm always in need of guests, so I'd be happy to have you on. Hi, on. This is the cat that I'm trying to give away. Not really. But my friend Hadas the Quarantined, who will hopefully be on. She just had her quarantine period extended because her symptoms haven't gone away yet, and I've offered her this cat to have for the duration of her quarantine.
By Han's ass.
Oh boy! All right, Jeff. What do we think's nicer, Jeff's face or Han's ass?
I can't win this one.
1 for Han's ass, 2 for Jeff's face.
Let me see Tank Shredder ones right now.
What would you rather look at? Cat ass, Jeff face. 1 for cat ass, 2 for Jeff face. Beth, we will be doing more Mad Libs when I get my guests on board.
Michigan is now 3rd in the U.S. for coronavirus?
Maybe. I believe them if they said that. There have been a bunch of places that have been ramping up really quickly, and Michigan is one of them.
That's my home away from home. I mean, you have to let Dion and his kids and shit.
Washington State is dropping quickly on that list because apparently everyone in Seattle hates each other. Also, they've been social distancing the longest, and so apparently it's been working a little bit.
Look how little the spoon is.
It's a tiny little spoon. It's made.
My thumb is bigger than the spoon.
You're really good at setting up shots. Guys, if you're just joining us...
I was a cinematographer in my previous life. My name was Dean Cundy. Worked on such films as Halloween and Back to the Future.
Make sure you press the like button. We've got 52 people watching. We got only 28 likes. We can do better than that, people. Anyway.
Do it or I'll kill this fucking pudding cup. Ever see that old National Lampoon's?
Threaten to kill Lando. There's a kitten drinking your milk.
All right, your pancake. It's now your chocolate milk.
Chocolate's not good for you. I mean, that much is not going to hurt him. All right, we have a swarm of cats here who apparently really want granola and pudding.
They don't.
And please get off of the keyboard, Jane. Okay, we can't have that. Exit slow layout. Oh, Jane, stop being sharp.
A dumpster fire to me.
All right. The impressions are going up. Press that like button. Tiny spoon. Beth DeYost says Wiener Walker. Someone has not forgotten Luke Wiener Walker. We have not forgotten.
Wiener
Luke
Walker lives in our hearts, in our minds, in our souls. Wiener Walker 2020.
And in your pancake stomach.
Pancake.
James Baker says there is no spoon. You're right, Neo. There's not. Anyway, where are we?
Michigan.
According to this, I'm pretty sure New Jersey is still number 2 because they've got like 16,000 cases. So unless Michigan exploded like instantaneously, right now they've risen all the way up to number 4 though, which is bad because they were not even in the top 10 not too terribly long ago. So they're obviously Rage Rhino, thank you so much for the super chat. They're obviously, going up, but presently Wyoming with 95 has the lowest amount of cases, the only state left in this country with fewer than 100.
What's it? Wyoming. Oh, yeah, I can read.
Ooh, writing Sonic brings up an interesting point with the simple hashtag Sonic sweeps the Oscars. What's going to get nominated for an Oscar next year?
Well, I was saying on Phantom Menace tonight, we're probably going to broaden the definition for Oscar pictures, and you'll get a lot of direct to Netflix stuff. I wouldn't be surprised if Tiger King won the Oscar
it'll
for
win
best documentary.
Well, that's the thing, they have to broaden it to include limited series and stuff then, because that's a limited series, doesn't qualify. Netflix made for Netflix films already do qualify.
I know that. I'm just making I think you'll see the first direct to streaming movie win an Oscar this year. I think Sonic will probably win Best Animated Feature.
Did Irishman not win anything?
I meant best. I said Best Picture though.
Oh, Best Picture. I thought you said win an Oscar. Okay.
Best Picture.
Okay.
I mean, last year, not Quarantine. That Bong Joon-ho or whatever his name is, Parasite. Mm-hmm. That's what won.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yep. But I think when Netflix first started producing their own content, something that not won a something was that Idris Elba documentary was nominated for that became the first direct to streaming film that was nominated for a bunch of things. I can't remember what it was called, but it was really good. I
almost hope that this quarantine doesn't end until next year, so the Oscars have to be broadcast from all these celebrities' homes via Skype.
That'd be hilarious. Well, we could have it end, and we could just have a resurgence of coronavirus without having a vaccine yet, and we'll have to do this all again next season. Ha ha!
I'd be upset if the Olympics fully got pushed back to next year. I love the Olympics so much.
Olympics are fun, but how do you have the Summer Olympics and not the summer?
The Winter Olympics? They should just be called the 2021 Olympic Games.
I mean, that's what they always call them that anyway. They usually just do number. They usually don't specify in that thing because based on the year, mm-hmm. which one it's going to be.
I'm glad they leave that up to the audience. I feel like a lot of things walk you through.
You be smart enough, please.
You're watching people throw a javelin. You clearly understand how numbers and years work.
Yeah, but
this isn't football.
I feel like that's also. I mean, it's very misleading, though. I feel like the IOC is not considering the Southern Hemisphere when they do these things, though, because when the Summer Olympics airs, it's winter in Australia.
Well, to be fair, most things are based on United States Eastern time zone, like most entertainment and everything like that. So I'm not surprised.
I still think it's rude. The IOC is an international committee. They should.
I feel bad for Raging Rhino. So believe me.
Poor Raging Rhino. It must be very confusing to be down there as a child. What was that like as a child? Being like, oh, the Summer Olympics. Why are they on in the winter, Mom?
Annihilus makes an excellent points to talking about coronavirus before we get into the main topic.
Dad got the immediate family on a call and had us go through what happened when he just got sick. Oh, wow. Well, they really has him spooked. That is scary.
There's definitely the hysteria that's played up by the media and stuff, but then there's also the genuine fear.
What do you think's been played up by the media, hysteria-wise?
Jesse, every story has.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, what exactly about this is being played up? I'm not disagreeing. I'm just saying what.
I'm not following it the way you are. I don't. What? I care, but I'm also doing the part that I have to do.
Because I think
stay in and stay clean.
Of course, I agree.
I feel like I'm doing my part. I'm doing my thing, but I also have my own personal responsibilities to make sure I do stuff. But I'm sure, for example, they report every case of somebody being sick, right?
Yeah.
They don't report every time everyone's healthy.
Okay.
And say that's definitely look at
They
bad
definitely
news.
harp on the
Bad news. Bad news sells.
Sure.
But they don't.
Oh yeah, no, they don't talk about
that.
their coverage. The time of the day. But the one thing I will say though is you have different media stations that have taken it. I think you have had a balance because I think you have some reporting taking it not as severely as it needs to be, and others taking it more severely. Also, one thing that's actually encouraging, yes, there's definitely some sensationalization. There's a lot of selective reporting. There's still definitely an interest from the liberal media stations in demonizing Trump, and there's definitely an interest in the conservative media stations, i.e. Fox News, in and I mean, just also online publications in refusing to criticize them at all. So you definitely still have that partisan, that tug of war. But one of the things that I've seen more and more over the past week or two, which I find actually encouraging from all the media outlets, is that they're relying more and more on reporting actual doctors, actual health experts, actual people. Dr. Fauci's become a household name, as a lot of people have said.
I don't know who that is. I'm not trying to be funny. I really don't know who it is.
He's the
Dr. Oz is a household name, sadly. Okay. Dr. Phil.
Dr. Fauci Doom. Dr. Fauci is the he's coordinating the national response. He's the doctor on the pandemic response team, who's sort of been he's been the point person, the guy that the White House is taking their cues off of, that Congress is taking their cues off, is that most of the world is taking most of the country is taking their cues off of in regards to this.
What if the big positive outcome about this though is that no more, like, we go back to news being news, not entertainment. So where it's like, hey, we're just here to report. So
Raptor Jesus brings up something really interesting. I would love that. I think that'd be great. And I think that we lost a lot of that because Ronald Reagan is the one that did away with, I thought was an incredibly important act that he was the one who did away with, I can't remember the name of what it was, but basically it ensured that if you're a media station, you had a responsibility. If you're a news outlet, you had a responsibility to report both sides of any issue. You had to give equal airplay to both sides of any issue. And he was like, no, that doesn't seem cool. And then everything devolved into shit. Because
also,
fuck that guy.
With children's entertainment, they made it like it has to be so much educational. So that's why there were a lot of PSAs on like G.I. Joe and Inspector Gadget. And then there was another one, and I don't really care. It doesn't dictate his entire presidency. But when Obama was president, they got rid of children's entertainment completely on Saturdays due to some other government. Like, it has to, like, if you go turn on a network on Saturday morning, it's an educational EI shit, and it's like Jack Hanna's Animals and all this other crap. It's like, why can't kids have fun? Why can't poor kids that don't have internet and cable have fun?
And
they deserve Spider-Man.
I'm all about having positive messaging in children's entertainment, but it's also like, it doesn't have to be, you can have positive messaging and you can have educational content that's not a fucking, here kids, look at this.
But you can also have a balance, like a Batman the Animated Series.
Sure thing, and that's what I'm saying is in certain children's content, like Batman the Animated Series is all about, it's still about a superhero. It still has moral values in it that are positive for children.
Batman wanted to do what's right.
Now there's so much of children's entertainment and crap. It's just mindless drivel that makes you like ooze out your ears. So I'm saying stuff like that, where there's the balance of you can have
all entertainment is now mindless drivel.
We have no interest to make people better anymore.
But people don't have any interest in making themselves better either. A lot of people just want to sit and bitch.
It's true. It's definitely a vicious cycle. It's a feedback loop. People aren't interested in making themselves better, so entertainment companies sell to them the things they want to hear and not the things they need, and then they buy it all. Raptor Jesus brings up something really interesting. CBS this morning had a video today saying New York was fucked. Turned out that video was from Italy. Okay, so that was something that was trending last night. This brings up another really interesting point about media today. So far, so this was actually trending on Twitter. CBS fake footage or whatever. All of this comes from one not very credulous site at all. Because you look up, I use multiple keywords, I use multiple searches, I scour the internet, I could find nothing, absolutely nothing else other than this one website, this one single website that said CBS used doctored footage or whatever it was. That was the one place. Now that could be different today. I'm happy to correct myself and whatnot, but I'll go do a Google search right now. And again, if this is the kind of thing where it's like all the liberal media outlets say, no, this is BS. And all the conservative outlets say, no, it's absolutely true. But literally just one single source. And if you went through all of the hashtags on Twitter, every single person posted that exact same source.
They turned the Javits Center into They turned the Javits Center into a hospital. That's the big convention center in New York City where they have a Comic-Con and all that. Somebody just saying, there goes the Javits Center.
They turned, they're using Central Park. They're setting up tents in Central Park.
I mean, New York is, like you said, we're much more of a sprawling city, so it's a benefit.
Yeah. Oh no, it's definitely
glad
a huge,
I'm not in New
huge
York.
benefit. New York, by all rights and purposes, is fucked, though. That's not a fake footage or not.
It's funny when we listen to our audience tell us about shows they liked growing up because it instantly tells you their age to us in relation. Because like Zaboomafoo, I was a little older when that was on. I was like, I'm too old for that. But then Beth the Goo's like, oh, Zaboomafoo.
Well then, it appears that there might have been some credibility to this after all,
So
because now multiple other sources are using it. So it wasn't a fake story. It was a fake piece of it was a fake image or footage. It was fake footage, not fake footage. It was footage of Italy.
They lied.
Clay claimed it was a mistake.
Everything's
it's sensationalized
a mistake.
bullshit.
It's sensationalized bullshit.
Okay.
They got caught in a lie.
So there you go. I stand perfectly corrected then. Interestingly enough, a scary propaganda website was the first place to put it. Oh, thanks, Reddit.
No.
What? Charles Schultz.
If you were a Transformer, you should show your video.
I think they probably saw it and posted it on Twitter.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh my God, they know.
If I was a Transformer, I'll show you exactly which Transformer I'd be, because we discussed this.
Jesse's the best Transformer.
I am the best Transformer. Can you just
look up com?
Oh my God. I just want you to open this in a new page. Thank you. I have a wonderful piece of stuff to share with you. All right, so I am wrong, and the propaganda site got it right the first time. Shocking, which just goes to show you what you can and can't trust, which is nobody, which is nothing.
Well, I mean, definitely when a news source has so much bias.
I mean, yeah,
like that's why I don't trust either
but
side.
That's the thing is like every single one. Name me one publication.
It used to be that you could kind of go to like BBC.
Oh, sure.
And get like, hey, this is the left and the right, and then BBC's talking about. But even now, BBC. For the last couple of years, it can't even do the BBC stuff because the way media is in Britain is a lot more restrictive than it even is here. I
think BBC is better still than most American reporting. And one thing you do have to keep even in mind, the definitions of what liberal and conservative are in this country and in other countries are vastly different. Mm-hmm. So in a lot of countries, in a lot of the Western world, our breed of religious right doesn't exist. There's not a lot of religious conservatism in other countries. Something interesting things. Anyway, if you want to see me as a Transformer, because
you do,
Jeff says you do. All right. Here we go. Why isn't this full screening? Because you didn't do it. Okay. Shh! Don't tell me what to do.
I'm not. I'm telling you why what you did was wrong.
Shh. There you go, world. This is for you.
So that Thor poster never had proper color, did it?
It did at one point. Me as a Transformer Pillow Monster. Anyway, it's super exciting. So there you go. That's for you. Anyway, so well, don't you know, I used to defend BBC to the hills and back, but now I'm finding it increasingly hard to defend what they are doing. They don't outright lie like CNN, but still, and Fox News and NBC and literally all of them.
No, but I mean, like usually when somebody says like NBC, they just jump to the network, which the news is still a part of, but like much smaller. I think it's like the 24-hour news cycle shit because you're looking for something to talk about constantly. Yeah. You know, this isn't Walter Cronkite. This is the news. Good evening type of shit.
That's things, and some of these people don't realize. I always love to bring up is Fox News actually is not considered news. Like it's not a news channel. It is, their shows are not news shows. They're not categorized as news shows.
But Fox and Friends helps everyone.
Yes, it makes everybody better and blah. So I'm not making excuses for any of the other the liberal news outlets, but they are still for whatever reason technically news. Fox is not actually news. They're not actually considered. Call themselves Fox News. They are not actually categorized. They don't meet the criteria to be categorized as news because of their journalistic practices.
I find it interesting though that Will Gentry being essentially, I'm assuming British, right? Because I'm at the BBC and stuff, went right for CNN's throat.
I mean,
I was saying if he's an international listener, I find it funny that's.
I don't know if he is or not. What country? Where do you listen from? Well, we listen to BBC too. So, but anyway. Oh, Dr. Coffinail says just received my Jesse Shot First shirt. Woo! If you guys want to own a Jesse Shot First shirt as well, then you can have one. You can buy one.
Can I have one?
Yeah, you can have one. That'll be your birthday present.
No, I want something better.
Bam. You can have all of the shirts.
I just want the real Jesse.
Anyway, news is dumb. Also, if you have not heard, the president has extended the stay-at-home mandate until England watched Tim Pool. Yeah, there you go. That looks that. As I say, people in there don't necessarily watch CNN, but that does explain.
That's the point though I was making.
Yeah,
because I don't know what Germany has in terms of their news. What would their news program be? I know Nippon would be like, or Japan would be like Nippon Japan or whatever, so you catch it. But I found it interesting that of all the things, he instantly went to that one. Like, okay, so I'm guessing what the world perspective would also be on a CNN.
Sure thing. I don't think that the world even, but then on the flip side, there's also, Canada, Fox News is banned in Canada because it's violating.
Oh, I've never made an excuse for Fox News.
No, I'm just saying, I think they're two sides of the same coin.
The only time I ever watched Fox News for a long period of time was on 9/11 because every channel was broadcasting the same shit.
Yeah.
So there's really no take when it's brand new. You can't spin it yet. And then once we started to find out more, I didn't get as political.
Fox I was a kid. I wanted to be good. Fox News before a lot of these news places before this partisan bullshit, before it was all about taking sides and defending your side. It was they used to be decent, credible news sources. Han is mad because he can't figure out how to get up there.
Virginia's been told to stay until June 10th. It's my dad's birthday.
But whatchamacallit?
We're drinking tea right now, RC Scott, by the way.
Raptor Jesus, the news cycle went to shit before Orange Man Bad. The news sources were deeply entrenched in their right and left politics, I think the partisanship of the media really started happening under the Bush administration, the George W. Bush administration, because I think that's the first time you really had. Because you also had a president saying things like, "If you're not with me, you're against me," and you had Fox News that jumped on that and became, the champions for that administration and refusing to tear them down at all. And then you had the left media go wild in the other direction, saying he's the literal devil and starting this partisanship, which obviously continued through the Obama administration because you have the leftists going, "Here is our savior," and Fox News going, "Fuck this guy," and so on and so forth. So
remember Bill O'Reilly?
Yep. Yes, I do.
I sadly do too. Fuck it, we'll do it live. You see that video, right?
Oh yeah, of course. Jeremy used to do that all the time for his live in front of his live streams. Go big boar or go home. I couldn't agree more. Well, I got to talk to you about getting you on the show this week too. So that'll be fun. All right. I got to get some guests on here.
I guess I'm chopped liver.
Some additional guests. I have to get my quarantine correspondent and my special guest for the night.
Thank you.
How's that?
That makes me feel a little special.
All right.
I'm just giving you shit last time.
I know. So let me get these guests on here. But
Happy birthday to you, RC.
Anyway. One thing I will say about all of the above sources, read them online because the stuff they write online, for the most part, is largely better, is largely more thought out, is largely less biased. That goes for Fox News, for CNN. I'm not saying it's better. I'm not saying it lacks spin, but it's usually more rooted in fact, or at least if it's not, it's much easier to suss out what's opinion and what's fact. And they're more obliged in those that instantly have the ability to cite sources and not. So it's very easy to see, oh, here's a link that cites the source. Here's the direct video that they pulled this quote from. And then you have the opportunity then to easily pull out the source material and see, is this quote taken out of context, et cetera, et cetera. So I actually prefer reading my news for that reason, because when you're sitting there absorbing it, it's just someone talking to you and you're just kind of nodding along. When you're looking for it online, you have the opportunity to be an investigative journalist yourself. So anytime I read something, whether it's from the right, presented from the right or the left, and anything strikes me as like, that's a little fishy, or I'd like to see the source for that. Now I have the opportunity to follow the links, to follow the trail, to do additional searches and immediately verify what I'm watching or not. So I prefer doing that. Anyway, PA schools are closed indefinitely. Huzzah! Let's get some fun guests on here because we are going to start talking about the Tiger King. We're going to talk about some crazy conspiracy theory that our special guest of the night is bringing to us. We're definitely talking about that bitch Carol. And then we're going to play some more Star Wars Mad Libs. I believe the next topic that we have is is the Star Wars family tree, which I'm very excited for. Flaming TP, thank you so much for the super chat. No message, but I very much appreciate it.
Let's cheers for Flaming TP.
Cheers to Flaming TP. But I hope you're doing well out there. So, my cousins fortunately made the executive decision to get the fuck out of New York just before they put the recommendation for no leisure travel, which it really isn't. They're just staying. It's a whole mishmash now in my parents' neighborhood because my cousins came down to stay at my grandma's place. My grandma's obviously at risk and they need to quarantine to make sure they weren't exposed to anything while they're still up in New York. So my grandma's now living with my aunt and uncle who have been staying full quarantine at home, which is also very near to where my parents live, so they can help them out. And then when they're done quarantine, my grandma gets to go back to her house. It's a whole fun deal. Anyway, I'm going to get this link out to our guests. Find out if Hadas the Quarantined still
David
lives.
Blaine's trending. Did he die?
Who cares?
I care.
Why?
That man is magic.
He does. He probably made himself disappear.
Fuck you, that was actually funny.
Ha 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 ha.
Nickelodeon.
Yeah. That's fun. The only correspondence I've had with our special guest so far is "This is funny" and sent me a link to something on Twitter, and I responded with "ha ha."
On January 23rd.
Clearly, great friends. All right, let me let them know the link is out there. Oh, hooray! That's exciting. We'll let Hadas share this exciting news with you guys.
Yay.
Hi, baby boy. All right, Mando, you're a creep.
Mando Merc is staying in New York City. Will Mando Merc keep us updated on everything?
Some blogger bitch, like whose job is just to blog about her and her family. She was like, "We rented an RV and we're just gonna go travel around the country." Blah. And everyone was like, "You're an asshole. Like you're in a quarantine city and now you're just gonna possibly go bring your disease to rural America." Thanks.
I just want to play video games, but I haven't even hooked up the Switch.
I know.
Want to do it tomorrow, maybe?
Sure.
Well, we should find it. We have to get the apartment ready for the WrestleMania this weekend.
We're having friends.
Literally 2 people.
But it needs to. We need to do a little bit of work in order to house 2 more people comfortably.
That's true. 1 more person couldn't even fit.
Oh, this is true.
But yes, I cannot wait for this weekend. I'm so pumped. It's gonna be terrible. 36,221 confirmed cases in New York City. Jesus.
Yeah, that's insane. 2 cases. Probably. Oh, Gark777 is my new cats look just like yours. All 4 of my cats look like this. So there you go.
Is it Lando?
Yes, it is.
Where's your pancake?
Speaking. Hello, Hadas the Quarantined.
Hello.
Oh wait, hold on. I gotta turn my lights.
Where's your pancake?
Speaking.
Yeah.
Hello, Hadas the Quarantined.
Oh, everything is
Lando.
falling apart.
Oh my god. Oh god damn it.
Is it hot?
Yes, it's hot and it's wet and it's not.
Tea?
Yeah, Lando just spilled tea all over me because he's an asshole.
Aww.
So, Logan Michael and Funko Pops, thank you for your super chat. Pop gay. Can always rely on you for that.
They are.
Hello, all.
Oh, everyone's excited to see you. All right.
Logan Michael, don't leave. I think our other guest likes Funko Pops.
Oh God. Let me pause this one so that it doesn't, All right. So we're gonna bring our other guest in here as well. What's up, Balam? How are you?
Hi, everybody. How's my video looking?
Your video looks great. Your audio sounds great. Balam, this is Hadas. Hadas, this is Balam.
Nice to
Hi,
meet you.
Hadas. Nice to meet you.
So Hadas, do you want to share your exciting news with everybody?
Yeah. So basically, I had my cough got worse, and I had talked to the doctors. And long story short, I misunderstood them. I thought they were telling me I have another week of quarantine. Turns out I can leave the apartment tomorrow.
Yay!
Oh, yeah.
I'm so happy.
We're very excited for you.
Thank you.
And how have you been feeling?
Today was hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, you saw my text of like falling apart because I was like, how am I gonna do this another week? But
you don't have to.
yeah, no, I feel a lot better. Physically, like I was able to do stuff,
Yay.
able to breathe, so I'm happy.
God, you can come over here and we can all work out in my courtyard by the pool together.
That's a no.
No, I'm just like work out again. Yes, I should do that.
Well, you can come do that. I mean, we've been exposed to your germs most of the way through, so I'm not worried.
Yeah, that's true.
And it would just be, we'd be on our mats in the courtyard, so it's not like you'd be like licking the elderly residents of this building.
You
I
sure?
feel like I would.
I mean, if they walk by, you can lick them, and then you might get to see Tofu, the adorable German
The
Shepherd.
dog that we had on over at the market.
Yeah, the one we met at Ralph's. I saw him today. He's so.
Oh my gosh, I don't have to Postmates necessities.
Mm-hmm.
My wallet is gonna be so happy.
Has your mask arrived yet?
No. And then today I was like, well, I need a mask. This is getting ridiculous. So I tried ordering one on Amazon because it was a great price and it said it was in stock. I'm getting it in May.
No, that's terrible.
I give up. There's no way to not protect yourself, or no way to protect yourself in this time.
It's true. So Balam, how's the quarantine life affecting you?
I am an essential employee, so I gotta work.
Fun times.
We were talking about that today. About how you were essential. She told me when you were coming on, I was like, "Oh, he's got to work through all this. He's essential."
Yep.
So I was like, "Damn."
Oh yeah,
What do you do?
I only have the weekends off. I haven't had a nice vacation in a while.
That's
So what do you do?
I work for I work logistics for the U.S. military.
Oh shit! So you are a necessary person.
Yes.
Okay.
Steady. Will Gentry says, aren't gatherings of more than 2 people banned right now for you though? They are here. Well, if there are people you're not ordinarily in contact with, if it's people if it's in your own home, I think what it is, if it's in your own home and it's people that you're regularly in contact with anyway, it's that you would regularly see anyway, it's fine. And so since through all this, again, Hadas and I have been have seen each other, we have exposed each other to our respective germs and whatnot. We're not risking any additional exposure.
Jessie has been bringing me necessities as well.
Like cats.
Yeah, she brought Han. She gave me a hug. I teared up because human contact is a necessary.
Yeah.
A necessity.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Oh, Lando.
Aw,
Now he wants head rubs.
cat contact is a necessity in this household. Hey, you're
Yeah.
I wonder why. Spilling my tea.
Shit pancakes.
All right.
Necessary contact.
Yes. So let's get to the important topic at hand tonight. All right. So, Balam, I know you just started this. Did you get a chance to start watching?
I watched the first 2 episodes.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, I binged it in one day.
So Jeff and I did it over the course of 2 days. We got hooked into Tiger King like everyone else.
Mhm.
It is the greatest train wreck to ever be filmed.
Oh my God. So Balam, you're just at the tease about Carol Baskin killing her husband and all that stuff.
Yes, and it was ruined about 5 minutes prior due to your tweet.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Can we refer to her only as that bitch Carol Baskin? From that
I mean,
one?
to Balam, to be fair, it doesn't. There's no conclusive. It's that next episode that you're about to watch is going to go through all the details of all the thing. There's no conclusion to that one. Just so you know that the open-ended mysteries of the show, and you got to make up.
I was really relieved when it was
So-
only at the end of the second episode and not. It wasn't the big reveal at the end.
Oh, it's a whole episode. It's amazing.
Oh, dude, I'm so glad. Yeah,
It's
so
crazier.
glad. It's Apocrypha says I'm completely unaware of Tiger King. You've got to be kidding me, Apocrypha.
It's such a train wreck. I don't think I've ever had a reality show
Well,
suck me in so bad. I was so involved.
I mean, oh God, yeah. So if you're not aware of this, if you haven't been following this, I mean, most people probably heard about this at this point. You can also see that was described so well. You can see what Joe Exotic looks like. We're going to show you some images of the only Tiger King. And the memes on this have just been a
You
delight.
picked the kindest photo.
This one's like the one that's everywhere though, but this also goes into my favorite meme.
He looks like
we're gonna see all-
Lisa Frank with tigers. It's amazing.
So that was my favorite meme ever regarding this. Is it looks like he looks like Joe Dirt is dressed up as Lisa Frank for Halloween. I mean, and this look at this. And his voice, you'd think he'd have this deeper voice. He has this really high pitched voice. It's really funny sounding.
bitch, Carol
Carol Baskin, honey, I'll kill you. You come on my property, I'm gonna shoot you. I mean this just oh god, all of
It's
this.
amazing, and his music's not bad actually. I
We
was
were
kind
talking
of
about that.
driving it.
We were talking about
We listened to 2 before bed last night.
we did. We were talking about how weirdly not bad the music is, though you'll find out if you read more about it that he definitely didn't really write all the songs. He might have had like contributed the thematic material. He didn't write these songs. He only sang quietly on them.
Right.
Beth, you gotta watch it though, because
I like how he's like. I like how you're like he contributed thematic material. He's like when that just equates to can you just write a song about a tiger?
I mean, Here Kitty Kitty is an entire music video devoted to Carol Baskin killing her husband. So
it's really well done though.
Yeah. So
I kind of dig his Southern Reverend attire.
Oh my god,
that actually looks kind of cool.
The hillbilly Reverend. Oh my god, it's so weird.
It's amazing.
That should be the version of Joe Exotic York for Halloween.
Okay, because we've discussed that for Halloween this year, I'm going to be Joe Exotic and Jeff's going to be a tiger. So,
I love it.
Hadas, do you want to get a blonde wig and be Carol Baskin?
I'm trying to lose weight, so no.
Oh,
you could wear a fat suit.
Amazing. As long as there's like a Don Antle I can punch in the face.
Oh god, we'll make
Doc Antle. Sorry, I hate that man so much.
We're gonna make Kelly be Doc Antle.
You want me to punch Kelly, is what you're saying?
I would never say. Oh damn it! It's too bad that Bill Schmill is not going to be around this Halloween because he would be the perfect candidate.
He could be the low Tiger King crew.
So Balam, having just started, what are your thoughts so far?
Well, the moment it started, it instantly reminded me of Billy Mitchell from The King of Kong. And it's like as soon as I saw that, I was like, "Oh my god, he's just like a Southern Billy Mitchell."
That's a good analogy. Billy Mitchell was the guy that held the record for King Kong score. There's a whole documentary about him and the culture of like arcade machines and how he cheated and all this shit. He's got a similarly bad haircut.
But the thing is that he's a constant self-promoter and he sells merchandise of himself. And I'm like, oh, and he's got the same haircut. So I'm like, it's Billy Mitchell.
That's one of the best parts of the doc. Is in that second episode where he walks. He's like, I'm just going to be honest with all of you guys. A tiger just bit somebody's arm off.
It's like you can get a refund
or credit to come back.
Yeah.
His introduction. I am gay. I have a warrant out for my arrest for some bitch down south.
I am gay. I have done drugs. I have had kinky sex. Oh my god, he's just.
But I don't. Are you?
He's
okay
got big hands. Big hands.
Are you okay with spoilers? Oh wait, you got the big hand, so you know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
I just love that he's in a throuple with two straight men.
Oh my god, yes.
This is Billy Mitchell for those who don't know.
You're watching porn done by the big dick.
Yeah. Then you're gay. Oh god. Stratos Radio Blues, thank you so much for the super chats. After diving 3 episodes in, I think the most interesting aspect of the show is the chain of hypocrisy coming from all parties.
It's so bad.
Excellent point. That is an excellent point. And that's actually a lot of like some of the stuff I want to talk about regarding Carol Baskin, because I don't think she's necessarily the worst person in terms of the quality of her character on the show. I do think she's one of the biggest hypocrites, though, if not the biggest hypocrite. And so it really interestingly, I don't know if you guys are subscribed to Popcorn Planet. If you're not, definitely go drop them a sub. Andy Signore, that's his channel. He's a really cool dude, a friend of mine as well. I've been on his show a couple of times. Gonna have him over on the channel sometime. I actually have an idea for a sketch. I want to see you guys in the chat, and you guys here can let me know if you like this idea. So I would like to do a sketch with Andy where we have a phone call in which he tells me he's thinking about getting a pet tiger, and I argue that he's not famous enough to own one. And so we have a whole debate over what qualifications you need to be famous enough to have a pet tiger. So
can Jeff be dressed like a tiger the whole time during the sketch?
You just lie in the back, like pretending to lick his. Like,
yeah,
he already does.
I want a badass name though.
You shall have one. I'll make one of those, paper plans for like
for Advent.
Yeah, never made one.
I love you.
Weird, useless.
Oh,
Oh God.
We should make them out of over other copies.
Ooh, Beth Degu says the new dates for Calgary Expo are July 17th through 19th. If you want to go, I'd be happy to show you around. I know the BMO Center like the back of my hand. Awesome. That's going to be a definite maybe for us. That's going to be sort of in the middle of some previous travel plans that may or may not be affected by.
Couldn't do it Loudy's wedding unless it's completely changed. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So if things change, if certain pre-existing obligations change, we would love to go. If not, we do have pre-existing obligations. Thank you for the super chat, and thank you so much for that. If we don't make it to the Calgary Expo, which I'd love to go
guests
to,
are, by the way, because
for Calgary Expo,
yeah, I'm just curious.
Well, the Hobbits were 2 of them, or 4 of them. All 4 of the Hobbits were going, as they originally picked my interest, and then there was somebody else that she just mentioned the other day that sounds awesome. I can't remember who it was.
That
now.
just seems really nice.
That does seem really nice. So we'll make a trip up to Canada at some point. Either way. But yeah, dude. Okay, so the reason I brought up Andy is he got a couple exclusive interviews. I haven't heard his live stream yet with Safi, the chick who apparently identifies as a dude now, who got her arm torn off.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
wait, she identifies as a guy?
I learned this by reading on the internet. Prefers to be called
fascinating.
as him. Anyway, so Will Gentry says if Jeff is a tiger that you own, but you're not sure if Andy is, that's a great idea. Will Gentry, if Jeff is a tiger that you own, but you're not sure if Andy is famous enough to buy him off of you, then I think it could really work. You willing to be a tiger, Jeff?
I'm in all these other skits. Why the fuck not? Just make sure you plug my channel at the end of each of these from now on.
Of course, I will do that. That's fine. I'll put in a little. I'm subscribed to WCBS. I was thinking another thought on that too, which I will tell you.
I'm still looking at the guests
For the Calgary Expo.
Comic creators, because I don't give a shit about celebrities.
I do. There was someone.
I do.
That's right.
Oh, I kind of want to go. Jim Lee's going to be there. Fuck.
Jim Lee.
What's more important, Jim Lee or Lottie?
Jim Lee.
Someone said Jeff is worth $2,000. I can see that. Figures.
We'll totally get into negotiating price.
Oh.
I should just go at the end of it. Like, I'm worth more than that. That'd be an outtake.
That'd be great. I'm like, God damn it, I'm worth more than that.
Can you be eating jerky or like some type of meat in the background?
Oh my God,
I love beef jerky. Hey,
That's
cool.
true. Finally break into our.
Oh my gosh, the beef jerky you brought me.
Isn't that great? I love that stuff.
Those are my favorite from our trip.
This is the Kroger variety. For those who are wondering, it's the Kroger variety, big steak strips and stuff.
In June,
We'll put it back to her.
I know we talked about this, but in June, since I am like 99% most likely not going to Mexico anymore, we need to go to Lone Pine and have Chinese food.
Oh, you guys were coming down here?
Lone Pine is up.
Oh, no, I'm talking about Mexico.
I was. I have some friends that live in Mexico City and Zihuatanejo. I think I said
Oh,
that.
sounds right.
And one of them was like, "Yeah, we'll cover everything except for the plane ticket. Come by." And then pandemic. I most likely won't be able to go.
Yeah. So
Brendan Fraser? John
that's who she mentioned the other day.
John Bernthal?
John Leguizamo.
I'm actually excited. Batista?
Wait, is that Carl Urban?
Carl
Yes.
Urban.
Oh my God.
Mr. Feeney.
Hmm.
And shit, the cast of Boy Meets World is there. Christopher Eccleston, George Takei,
Dude.
Giancarlo Esposito.
I went to school with
Sitting by himself at a table and no one would go up to him for an autograph. This was during The Walking Dead. Joel and I just laughed at him.
That happened with me with David Carradine.
Before he died?
Yeah, before he died, I walked up to him and he was a total asshole.
Oh, no wonder.
I went up to him and I was like freaking out a little bit because I was younger and he never looked up from his newspaper.
Wow.
And he got what he fucking deserved. Fuck him.
One thing I always loved.
I fucking love Kill Bill.
That his half brother is the dad from Lizzie McGuire. I had to look that up because I'm like, why the hell is David Carradine on an episode of Lizzie McGuire? And it's because they're
wait, is Jonathan Carradine Lizzie McGuire's dad, the guy from Revenge of the Nerds?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Shit, I'm not.
There you go.
I'm not Lizzie McGuire's demographic.
All right,
Dude, you gotta get educated, man. You got Disney
No,
Plus.
it's just because they're brothers that he like got on the show.
That's
Oh.
funny.
Yeah.
If you guys are not, if you have not yet pressed the like button there in the chat, make sure you guys do that.
People are pumped for Will Friedle and Mr. Feeney.
It's
You watched
exciting.
Boy Meets World, right?
Not really.
I used to watch it, but I don't. To meet him would be nice because I like the show Knight Rider and the voice of Kit and all that. But
Did you ever
Will
watch-
Friedle was Batman.
he's Batman Beyond is a fantastic show.
Was it? Who was it? It was somebody's from one of those shows. It might have been even Stevens or something.
Shia LaBeouf.
Someone had an older brother, and I met the older brother. Is the whole thing. Anyway,
Fred Savage.
not Fred Savage. That's
No,
not-
because that's Boy Meets World.
Well, Ben Savage's older brother. So that's
no, I meant like the person who played the older brother on the show.
Oh.
I know who you're talking about. Not
It's Shia LaBeouf, and you didn't meet
Okay,
Shia
I
LaBeouf.
did not meet Shia LaBeouf. Who played the older brother on Boy Meets World?
Will Friedle.
No,
Okay, that's the older
then it
brother.
was a different show.
Was it the
Oh,
Wonder
Malcolm
Years?
in the Middle.
Oh, you
that
know
one.
which? Oh,
yeah.
The Scientologist?
Masterson. Does he look
Yeah,
like?
they're the Scientologist
Say his
family, right?
name,
The
I'll know who
Masterson.
it is. I
It
think it's
wasn't-
Nick something.
I know you're talking about Reese, the second oldest one.
Sure, his
He
name's
had dark
Nick.
hair.
His name is
Because
Nick.
the Masterson brothers are Scientologists.
Yes.
Although the youngest one left Scientology. No, their cousin who was on 2.5 Men or something. He left Scientology and now he's an evangelical, I believe.
Oh, is he disconnected?
I believe so. I don't remember. There was like a whole thing on the news.
Anyway, the actor's name is Nick something, and I met him and I went to his fancy ass house in the hills, and it was exciting.
Oh, cool.
He
Was
knew
there caviar?
what?
Was there caviar?
No, we were just hanging out because it was my uncle wanted to make introductions. Ron knew him from some editing stuff he had done when he first came out here, and it was a whole thing. Anyway,
Wait. Raging Rhino says Scientology is a cult I know firsthand.
have you been a Scientologist at any point, Raging Rhino? How do you know firsthand? Please tell us. Please do tell. Anyway, Matt Deckard, I'm pretty sure there was a piano in his house. There was definitely a pool in his backyard. It was cool.
I don't know. I'm a Order of the Christ Sophia member myself.
So okay, I do want to. I want to get onto that. I actually do, but I do want to finish what I was saying about Andy's channel.
Good.
So, Savvy was on a live stream, and then he did this interview with these two people. One is a PR guy. He's the guy who helped him out when he was going through all this shit. If you're not familiar, Andy Signor was
He's the cactus guy.
Movie
Yes.
fights.
yes,
Screen junkies.
yes, movie fights, screen junkies, honest trailers. That was all him. That's all been taken away from him because he was probably the first YouTube victim of the Me Too movement. And it was a whole thing where he had an affair with a fan who then claimed that he took advantage of her basically and did all these things that ultimately turned out to not be true.
He
And
had records of everything.
he had records of everything. So when the lawsuits were all said and done, he was able to bring this out and exonerate himself. But at that point, of course, his company had moved on from him and continues to do that and continues to, drive his precious work into the ground and all that. He lost his wife. He lost his family. That part is legit. People have talked about that. He did actually, cheat on his wife with this fan, but everything was perfectly consensual in the up and up. So,
Wait, that was the guy in the interview you showed me?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So the family fallout that Andy is the hugging the cactus guy.
I'll be right back. I'm listening.
So the family fallout that he suffered, you could say is legit. He did make some bad decisions in his personal life. However, from all intents and purposes, the true story is a fan, a really invested fan who pursued him. Doesn't excuse his behavior and whatnot in that regard, but obviously all the negative publicity, losing his job, losing all of that stuff was very much undeserved, unearned. And so he's able to clear his name, but of course he's now on the struggle of trying to build back up from absolutely nothing. So Popcorn Planet is his new site. So if you support justice being done, make sure you subscribe to Popcorn Planet and support Andy Signor. And definitely if you've gotten as into the Tiger King as I've gotten, he's got these great exclusive interviews. So the interview that he has today, and that he posted today is him and this PR guy, and then this other guy from Florida. So the PR guy person is someone who worked with who actually introduced him to this particular guy, someone who also knows Carol Baskin personally.
Excuse me? That bitch, Carol Baskin.
Sorry, Carol Baskin, that bitch, as it were, or that bitch, Carol Baskin. Well, Gentry, exactly right. I couldn't agree more. Anyway, and so this other gentleman that he had on knows her personally because his job, he has a it's not a sanctuary, it's not open to a public, but he takes in cats, specifically their cats that are evidence in that he works with law enforcement. And so when law enforcement is investigating somebody, or they go into, they raid somebody's property when they find a big cat being held illegally, they go to this gentleman who then takes care of them until the cases, until these animals are released. These animals who are being held as evidence are released, and they either go, if the person is exonerated, back to the person, if, to a zoo, to the wild, whatever it is, but he takes care of them in the interim. So he's had a lot of interactions with Carol, with that bitch, Carol Baskin.
Thank you.
He's been to her property in order to take animals because of, having witnessed acts of animal cruelty on her property. And talks about some of that. Apparently she has made up multiple lies that he's physically assaulted her, of which there's absolutely no proof. There's no evidence of any filings, police reports, etc., whatever, just complete fabrications that he physically assaulted her and stuff like that. So it was a really interesting interview, very eye-opening. I encourage you guys to go over, check it out yourselves. I'm going to grab a link for you guys because it is fascinating. But I will tell you the most interesting thing, and I want to hear Das's take on this because I sent her the link, so she did watch this. And Jeff, I'm interested to hear what you think, because this is something I have not gotten a chance to share with you yet from this. But all right,
I'm back.
Hello.
It's taking a bit longer to do things because, like my crazy neighbor who was like bitching about my pacing. Put like the rugs I have like as a path, so it's like playing lava as a when I was a kid.
I would just stomp on the floor as loud as I possibly could, as hard as possibly
could. You know what? I'm gonna get top shoes for your cats and have them run wild.
Yes. I like this idea. All right. So if you guys want to check out this awesome exclusive interview with Andy, here's the link for it. Go through the chat. Balam, I'll make sure I'll send it to you as well, because I think you'll really find it out. Probably finish the show first before you check it out, just because, but one of the things that I found most interesting is, so this gentleman, the guy, Hadas, who, he was the one who worked with law enforcement and kept the cats that were evidence in crimes in this interview. I thought one of the most interesting parts is he talked about how he knew Don Lewis, and how in the whatchamacallit, in the show, and you'll get to this in the next episode, Balam, is there's the rumor that she, put her husband through this meat grinder and fed him to the tigers. And she's like, that's ridiculous. I just have this tiny little meat grinder. There's no way it could fit a person in it. Well, according to this guy, he knew for a fact that Don Lewis and she owned two significantly larger meat grinders of such a size that you could easily put a human into it. And he's like, he even tried to sell me one of these not long before he disappeared. So
you're telling me is that bitch Carol Baskin definitely did it.
Definitely did. I mean,
she's I
just think it's really interesting that her major deflection over the meat grinder thing is I have this tiny little one that's not big enough, and how the two gigantic ones she purportedly owned mysteriously disappeared right around the same time her husband did and were not found. That, for me, Hadas, I thought was the biggest aha moment in that interview. I thought all of it was really fascinating and shed to light a lot of things.
But also the part where that oh gosh, what was the name of the guy? He looked like he had a black eye, the older one.
Vernon, that's the same guy, yeah.
Vernon. Okay. He was talking about how Carol claimed he attacked her, how she played the victim when he came to
take her cat because they were involved in issues, in animal abuse issues.
Oh god, I hate her so much.
I do too. Another really interesting detail that he brought up was these, at the time, remember she tries to catch this beautiful light about how, she got her start saving animals by buying up all these bobcats from fur farms.
They bred
them. All of those were being bred and sold. That was in the beginning when her whole thing was breeding exotic pets. And the point the guy made was, if you corner the market, you get to charge whatever price you want. And she bragged about how she shut all these fur farms down when all she was doing was turning around and selling these kittens as private house pets. They even showed the fucking video she made about this. They're so easy to care for as little young, pets and whatnot. And she's all the hypocrisy there. And the point the PR guy was making is that she's doing all the wrong things. He's talking to, he handles these high profile clients, and he says, you always tell the truth. You always come out and you tell your story because you're going to be part of the news cycle anyway. You're going to be part of the conversation anyway. And the best thing you can do is put out your side of the story. And she's just not doing that. And the theory is that if you're not doing that, if you're failing or refusing to do any of that at all, which she's just not doing, it's because you have something to hide. So
that means she definitely did it.
Another really interesting detail too was they tried apparently, so they had the name of one of the witnesses from the doctored will, which one of the whole things was it was witnessed and signed after he disappeared.
The next day, right?
And that's when they stole it. I don't know when the actual witness signed it or whatnot, but they were trying to get this person. This guy apparently had her number and was trying to call her to have her come on this documentary, and she refused to do it. She absolutely refused to do it. So they were like, we're not necessarily sure that she did it herself, but they think she.
When you put sardine oil on someone, too.
Yeah, right.
Oh, yeah, he said. Okay, so for those of you who, sorry, I drink out of a cup. I'm like, Jeff. Oh, never mind. You're drinking out of a cup today. I'm proud of you.
I got a cup.
You normally drink out of a soup bowl?
Yeah. Well, no, you have plans lately. No, but that whole thing where like the tiger or the liger, one of them started like,
grabbing
at Joe's shoe, and Joe like freaks out and starts shooting a gun everywhere to scare it.
Yeah.
She claims that, if you just want to be eaten, you would have just been covered in sardine oil. It's like, how
do you know that?
Carol Baskin.
Yeah. So basically, she's a shady motherfucker. Oh, and another thing too. Apparently, she does actually breed her animals, and it's all bullshit. He was talking about some instance where, like, there was the footage of it where she's talking to some people. She got called out doing some interview with some people, and she got called out because she was like, this little kitten was so abused, and this was the status he was in when we got him, and all this horrible stuff that happened to him. And the person was like, we actually have the paperwork here that says this animal was born on your property and you've owned it your entire life. And her response was just, oops, you got me. Like, she's just someone who's very clearly very comfortable in lying and spewing bullshit.
I found it interesting in this documentary, like everyone had a conflicting, like a rough past. She was assaulted and abused sexually. Yeah. Joe went through some shit, especially with his dad. I thought that was the hardest thing to listen to when he's like, shake my hand and promise me you won't come to my funeral.
Yeah.
I felt bad for Joe. But everyone, you realize they have a troubled past, but they're all equally shitty. Like,
they've used
that's what was so interesting, though.
They've used their whatever bullshit's popping around in their psyche as an excuse to just be horrible people. Basically.
They're all horrible people. Not the only people that weren't terrible were his second husband, Joe's second husband.
Travis?
Yeah, he was just a stoner. He didn't hurt anybody.
No.
Anyway, no, but there were just certain people like. Okay, Hadas, without telling Balam the spoiler, how did you feel about the TV producer that was on Hard Copy, the guy that was doing the documentary on him, the reality show?
Honestly, granted, he seemed shady as fuck, but I liked how he was like very honest. He's like, I was going to make millions off of this. Why would I do Balam cover your ears?
He was the only one whenever they were like directed confront.
Do happy hands and I'm good to go.
But he was the only one that when they confronted him directly about something that had gone on, who I actually believed when he was like, nope, why would I do this? Like the end, that was it. Yeah. That was the only one.
He was like flat out honest.
Yeah.
I'm back.
So
I'm back.
Yeah, it's just yeah. It's so bizarre. But people are crazy, which actually brings me to the next thing I want to talk about. Balam, you dug up something really bizarre on the internet today. Why don't you share with the class? I
did. I found it. Yes, I found it about 2 days ago, and I couldn't sleep because it was so. It was weird. It's this guy that he's apparently a very religious guy, and I found a YouTube reaction to his 20-minute video. And it's called Emma Watson, the Christ Sophia. and he took a bunch of drugs, and he would have Emma Watson visit him in these visions. But what I found striking was how devoted he was to this confessional that he gave up after drinking 2 cups of ayahuasca. It came to him. It's like, he's like, the phrase Christ Sophia came into his head. He's like, what is that? What is that? What is that? And he's like, oh my God, it's the female embodiment of Jesus Christ. And what I found, and you know, and I'm a big fan of fandom and a fan of like, you know, Star Wars celebrities, all this stuff. Like, I am that guy. I'm the guy that'll go to the con to get the one signature. And what I found interesting was kind of the human aspect of it, of what broke this guy. And you have to sit through the whole 20-minute thing to kind of really get his love and devotion for this person who thinks that Emma Watson is divinity. And it's such a weird, askew kind of point of view on this, but it was compelling because he was so emphatic and he was speaking from the heart, and he was clearly out of his mind.
Well, no, Sherlock.
I heard the video.
Yeah, and when the guy, and the guy's reacting to it like the way we would act, like normies, going like, "Oh my God!" But in many ways, like we all have kind of been him in a way. Whether we're ranting about Luke Skywalker and how he's not true to form in The Last Jedi, and so it in many ways it was like, there by the grace of God go I. Now, where it went interesting is he dubbed Emma Watson the Christ Sophia, which is the female embodiment of God and the divinity, and how she's the best person ever. And he meant it. He spoke from the soul and from his heart. And, so I go on Google and I type in other references to Christ Sophia, and I get a second Emma Watson video that was done. So this one was the original was posted about two months ago. Then there was a reaction video. I'm not really counting that one. Then there was one in 2016 comparing Emma Watson to Jesus Christ. About how Christ-like she is, her sainthood, and her how dignity. Can you explain this, Jesse? I feel like I'm fumbling here.
Well, I got into the second video a little bit, so I can't have you all the way, but I can throw you a
Okay, yeah, but it was about her dignity and how it was Christ-like. And I'm like, wait, what the fuck? Because I thought the first guy invented the notion of Emma Watson being Christ-like.
Yeah.
So, then I Googled, and then there was a Twitter reference to it in 2013, dubbing Emma Watson the Christ Sophia. So he's not even the first guy. He's not the second guy that said it. He's the third guy.
Oh,
and I'm like, what the fuck? What's going on here? And then, like, there's a reaction video to the original crazy one. So it just, I'm like, there's like 5 things.
That is bizarre.
At this thing, and I found it interesting because it's like, oh, it speaks to the concept of devotion, and it goes into like what this show is with the devotion towards cats.
Absolutely. Well, I think it's more than that even. First of all, I just want to acknowledge a couple things. Catpool's here in the chat. Hi, Catpool. I haven't seen you around in a long ass time. Catpool is super fun.
Taco.
Catpool loves tacos. And Raging Rhino, thank you again for the super chat. It's always appreciated. It's really interesting. So you have this, and it also talks about that how, like, people are devoted to characters, people are devoted to celebrities, people are devoted to these people, but then to deify them is this entire other level. That is really bizarre, right? So Balam, is Emma Watson the Christ Sophia?
Based on
your research so far.
I don't know. I just found it really weird that there were so many sources, and he wasn't even the original one, because he seemed to be the originator. Like he spoke of this like he was creating this.
I mean, he certainly didn't sound like, I'm with you on that. From what I watched, he certainly didn't sound like he was pulling this off of anyone else's idea. This sounded like,
exactly. But the fact that there's like stuff that's dated prior to him bringing this up, it's like, is this like mind thinking? It's just in the air. Is Emma Watson really coming to people when they're high as fuck and soothing their pain? And that,
and then what is it about her? Which that one video, talks about what it is about her presence and her manner and her demeanor that make people, people are drawn to her in this way and feel like that. So,
well, Gentry just made me laugh. But the thing is, this isn't the first time I've encountered this. I have friends. Like, I have a friend that's really into Daisy Ridley, and she's a hardcore Raylo. And even though I don't agree with them, I'm always fascinated by their devotion to the concept, because Raylos are fucking ride or die.
I'm sorry, what's
about that?
That's someone who ships Kylo Ren and Rey from Star Wars, which is an abusive relationship.
Thing, right?
Yeah, that thing. You got it.
That thing, okay.
They're from the movies that I'm never gonna make you watch.
You've never seen it?
I've seen the first of the new ones.
You're so lucky that you haven't seen the other two.
I was forced to watch them, or to watch that one.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, but like diving into, because I'm always interested. So diving into like the Raylo fandom, I actually sat down, on the phone, and I had a conversation with her, and I discovered there's a million things I don't know about the Raylo fandom. Apparently, like people that don't agree with it, or hardcore fandom menace people, they call them antis, and they're the worst people in the world.
You should call me up. I want to make a video about this. I'll interview you. I want to make a video about this.
I was fascinated, and
sorry, Jeff, I'm his new manager. You have to pay, and I need my 10%.
I will pay you in sure, something in this apartment will be your fee. I'll just give you Lando or Han.
And if you see my background, I'm a big Rey fan, but I'm just not a Raylo fan.
That's fair, because you're not sick. But
doesn't he beat the crap out of her and torture her?
Yes,
they're enemies.
Yes, they're mortal enemies. He beats the crap out of her and tortures her. She almost kills him. She actually does kill him in the third installment, and then brings him back to life immediately because she feels bad about it, which is definitely not what abusive people do. Oh, let me hit you and then immediately apologize.
Didn't Anakin regret killing Mace Windu?
Yeah.
Why didn't he just use the Force to bring him back and apologize? What have I done?
Because she's not nearly as powerful. He's not nearly as powerful as Rey, who has all this amazing Force power because they're part of a dyad.
Yeah,
so I'll pay you in toilet paper.
There you go.
That's currency now.
You can go take the toilet paper from the little.
Yeah, somebody donated. Our apartment has like a box that we're donating shit like if people need it.
Yeah.
And somebody put 2 rolls of toilet paper on the top, so I'll pay you in that.
That's fucking premium right there. I thought that was really cool of someone in our building to do that, though. So I'm assuming Jana probably set up the basket. Basically, it was if you don't want to go out, here's some things if you need something, and it was also like put a list on here if there's stuff you do need, so people can go pick it up at the store. And then check it off when you get it. Just a really nice thing, I think. So maybe next time we go to the store, we'll pick up a couple of things and drop it in the box.
Did I ever? I remember the story I wanted to tell you the other day about donating stuff. When I was a kid, we had a food drive, and they let us take single packs of ramen as one piece of thing. So everybody in the class bought a multi-pack of ramen. And so I was thinking maybe we should buy that and just give somebody a big multi-pack of ramen.
There you go. That would be nice. Get another one of these.
One thing I really want to look up is like how to help support the people who work in hospitals.
Oh,
because they really need it. It's ridiculous.
They absolutely do. And this is one of the things, for all it's wrong that CBS used sensationalized footage to bring up some crazy hype. Everything you're reading right now is saying that, doctors and nurses are falling sick. They're asking for volunteers. They're pulling people out of retirement. or they're asking for people to come out of retirement to help with this. They're asking for volunteers. This is exactly what I talked about the other day. What was going to happen is they're asking for qualified nurses and doctors who are not, have nothing to do with infectious disease, to volunteer to come on the front lines here, where they're not being properly protected, where they're not being properly a distance, or they don't have the equipment to keep themselves safe from getting infected themselves. Who are now, or so their healthcare workers in New York are being disproportionately affected by this, and it's very, very sad. Anyway. So yeah. Anyway, one question, the one thing that brings up, though, is this devotional attitude, these devotional behaviors. And yeah, I think it's absolutely a great point that the people in the videos are deifying these tigers. That's their, that's the thing they're obsessed with. You've got Joe Exotic saying he's going to die before he lets anyone take them away. You clearly have Carol Baskin, that bitch, obsessively devoted to whatchamacallit, her cats as well, and very into that, and her putting her husband on a leash too, apparently.
That was so funny.
Do you think a lot of this has to do with like personal branding in a way? Like, I'm the cat person, or
it certainly became that. But that's one of the really interesting things about Joe Exotic, and I'm interested to hear your opinion. Maybe Valan, maybe we'll have you back on later after you've watched the whole show and see if your opinions have changed. Is that it really seems like, and some of the stuff you see at the very end of the last episode really makes you see the person Joe Exotic was when he started with the cat. And you already get some of that in the beginning, how the whole thing was named after his brother who died, and all about
drunk driver.
It was all initial point was all about how do we stop, stop kids from doing drugs, and he had all great ideas. And so where, what happened that twisted and changed that and, turned him into this person he is now. But the other interesting thing now is you got to look at the next level removed of this is look at how this documentary's caught on in the public eye.
Right.
Look at how crazy we've all become about it. I absolutely have read countless articles now about where are all these people today, fun facts you didn't know about Tiger King, any information I didn't already know about Carol Baskin. I usually can't.
I dream about Joe Exotic.
I usually can't watch more than X number of minutes of a YouTube video, but I watched all half an hour of Andy's interview. I'm even thinking about going to with Sappy just because I want to know. I want more, And you got people like Cardi B, who want to start a GoFundMe to free him, though apparently that violates GoFundMe policies, so she can't.
She's rich,
so
she robbed all those dudes as a stripper. She should have some money put away. She should put it to Joe
use
Exotic
exactly.
fund.
She should use her own damn money. Start a fund, exactly. So what is it now where you have people who are willing to forgive? I mean, Joe Exotic is not a saint. You don't have to dig any deeper than what the documentary presents you to know that and to realize that. What is it about people then that are making them willing to forgive him or are making them willing to stand by him and stuff like that?
Well, I think it's the same thing as people getting upset about like Kylo Ren or Rey, or it's like the fact that they didn't hook up. They get emotionally invested.
I'm sorry, Jesse. Kylo Ren is the Klingon boy, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, they'll get emotionally invested in anything. There's people that watch Keeping Up with the Kardashians to see what those crazy lunatics are doing, and it in many ways it's what all entertainment is. It just comes down to escapism.
Yeah, that's actually a really interesting point that you bring up Kim Kardashian, because I think it's just so funny. But some people are trying to get her on board because she's interested in criminal justice reform or whatever. So she tweeted out something about what do you guys think about Carol? Did she do it? Did she not? And Carol, who apparently has been unavailable to reach for comment from so many people have reached out to her. Andy reached out to her. Other channels, all sorts of people have reached out to her, and she won't talk to anybody. But the second Kim Kardashian tweets about her, she immediately tweets back, inviting her, come down to Big Cat Rescue and get a tour when this coronavirus is
Kim
over.
Kardashian's safe. You know why? Because a tiger won't eat the synthetic ass.
That's true.
So no matter what she does when she's down there, they can't meat grind up that ass because you'll get little particle specks in there. And
it'll fuck up your meat grind. Absolutely. Okay. It's even clearly the fame hunting, the fame whoring about this is this Carol Baskin, Miss Hippie Chick, Miss I Love Everything.
Baskin.
That bitch, of course, it's like she, she, all she's after is fame as well. They talk people talking about Safi talking about how much better spirits Joe is in. Apparently, he's talking about this with Andy about how much better spirits Joe is in, even in jail and all that, because of the attention he's getting, because that's what he wants.
That's where savviness and cunningness come in. You bite when you have the right opportunity. You don't bite at everything.
Yeah, but that's I think it's really interesting that Carol is super willing to talk to Kim Kardashian, but not about
Well,
because of course she is.
Because of course she is. Because she doesn't care about telling the truth. She doesn't know her story. She cares about the photo op she's going to get if Kim Kardashian comes down to Big Cat Rescue.
Holy shit! Yeah,
she gets a picture of Kim next to a tiger.
It's going to be in the main lobby.
Of course. She'll probably make an exception about the guests interacting with the animals for her. Because hypocrisy never dies.
But Carol Baskin's husband did. Don.
Well, her second
Carol Baskin definitely did it.
Oh God, she did. There you go, Belong. You're doing back properly. This is a great point for Midnight's Edge After Dark. I think it's because he's honest. And this thing I talk about a lot that I think people really relate to. Whether you're good or not, whether you're right or not, people respond to that honesty. People respond because we've all done bad things. We all have dark secrets. We all have things we're ashamed to admit. So we see someone like Joe, and there's stuff he's probably lied about too. There's stuff I'm sure he hasn't been honest about, but because he's being willing to be so brutally honest about certain things.
Well, isn't that what eats you up with, like, during a YouTube controversy if you lied?
Isn't what?
Let's say you're a YouTube personality and you get caught lying. That's what sinks your boat. And what people gravitate to are the people that are seemingly honest. Exactly. People like Jeremy, people like Uncle Ethan. They're at least perceived as honest,
as opposed to someone like Mundane Matt, whose channel's in the toilet because he can't stick to his guns on anything, and just there's a lot of bullshit to try to, make people care about what he has to say, which nobody does.
Yeah, I don't have an opinion on the guy. On the guy personally. I do like his content. I just stick with his content. Did
you like the video where he defends the 19-year-old Canadian woman for her sexual 14-year-old boy?
No, I only watch his movie-related content, which I'm a fan of.
Yep, that's the thing. Do you like the video where he says the N-word? Because he thinks it's polar bear. This is a clip that he tries to pretend doesn't exist, but you can find it everywhere. Polly the polar bear was this little shtick he did where it's a stupid animated polar bear, and he's like, the word of the day, and then he just dropped the N-word for no reason.
I mean, but not to defend the guy. I mean, I'm sure he might be a terrible person for all I know. But he's seen as of lately to admit his faults and be like, yeah, I've done shitty things and I'm probably a shitty guy, but I'm doing my best to just kind of relate the news and cover content. I know he's gone after you. I know he's gone after people, but that's not why I watch. I watch because I like his take on, and I like his take, and he's on my streams, and I like his movie content.
You talk about exploiting for fame. Kevin Smith tweeted at Clownfish TV the day after they were on the High Council, related to material exactly related to that. And the very first thing he does is respond to that, trying to get Kevin Smith's attention, basically, with the most hypocritical statement he's ever made. Hypocritical statement, not hypocritical. Hypocritical statement he's ever made about not spreading falsehoods and rumors and things like that. Which he's a rumor monger extraordinaire. That's what he does, and so, I mean, he's just another one of these types of people. He's just another one of these incredibly hypocritical people. And that's, for me, that's where somebody loses me, is when you're hypocritical, you lose me.
Right.
That Carol Baskin, that bitch.
But is there a thing, so like we're cool with Andy, but Monday Matt doesn't have a chance at redemption as long as he keeps making mistakes?
But that's the thing, is I don't think Monday Matt has not owned up to his mistakes. He got caught in a trap on someone else's live stream before he was reluctantly admitted about. So you're talking about someone like Andy, who came out with all of the facts, with all of the information, and whose actions since have demonstrated a willingness to change and be different. As far as as all of his content is that he doesn't attack other people, he doesn't go after other content creators. And we see Monday Matt still doing this. That's all he's doing, is still attacking other people, going after other people. He hasn't changed any of his behaviors. He hasn't made any indications that he's realized, the error of his ways.
I think what he tries to do is that he tries to do the right thing, where he was trying to do positive and only positive news and only positive coverage, and try to, and apologize for his mistakes, admit that he's human, and that but the fact is that he continues making mistakes, and that's the frustrating part.
If you can say sorry all you want, and as long as your actions don't change, it's lip service. And part of being sorry also is owning the shit you've done. So unless he's going to acknowledge things like Polly the Polar Bear, which I think is probably his greatest misstep, because it's just straight up racist. And that's just been deleted. He doesn't talk about it. He doesn't acknowledge it. He pretends like it never happened.
I think Monday Matt might have like the Boogie 2988 problem.
What's that?
And I'm not sure you're aware. He's a video gamer, and he's a very popular guy. Used to be very big, now he's very thin. But he seems to have this inability to change his behavior. So even though his intentions are good, he eventually relapses into just being.
I don't think they are. I don't agree with you on that. I don't think his intentions are good. I don't think he's interested in changing. I think he's just interested in the lip service. I think he's like that bitch Carol Baskin, who's just interested in presenting a certain image that he thinks people want to see, but all of his actions demonstrate that. It's not that hard to not go on Twitter and attack people. It's not that hard to not make, hate mongering content. That's like. It's the whole thing is like, if these were behavioral patterns like addiction, like procrastination, even like all the bad habits that the regular people have, I could say, okay, but making this content, making these tweets, making these posts, creating these videos, this is a thought out process. It's not like a knee jerk response. Oops, I slept today. Oops, I ate too much today. Oops, I did
it again.
Well, he does seem to make a lot of content. And like I said, I'm not excusing his behavior, but okay. So by watching his content, is there any way I can discern from the shitty things that he does to what his thoughts on something like The Rise of Skywalker, where I'm like, oh, I'll watch a Rise of Skywalker review. And being able to separate everything else.
I think that's all well and good. I just think it depends on how you look at the content you consume, and whether you think that whether you feel any higher responsibility to support or not the person behind it. So, for example, I mean, you have recently, because of earlier this week, you had the latest political firestorm was Trump tweeting about how great the ratings were for his televised press conferences. And so you had this backlash, this liberal backlash, of course, saying, stop watching him, ignore the guy, since all he cares about are these ratings. He's touting these ratings, he's praising these ratings, you just have to ignore him. So if you fall into that camp of Trump is a bad guy, but you are watching every single time they televise a press release, because you can't look away because you're so interested in the entertainment and the drama and the whatever, how much are you contributing to that problem? If you think Joe Exotic is a bad guy and doesn't deserve all this free press, doesn't deserve all this fame and fortune, but you can't stop watching Tiger King and you can't stop reading about him and whatnot, are you contributing to that problem? If you think Monday Matt is a bad guy and an example of a dishonest content creator, but you like his take on these certain things, so you want to keep watching and you want to keep listening to those, are you contributing to that problem? And what is that greater problem? And is it hurting your other passions? So if you want to say, like, I really don't care what these people do in their free time, I don't care about the politics of YouTube, I don't care about how it affects X, Y, and Z, I just like his take on this certain thing, so I'm going to keep watching it. You can take that removed, approach where you don't take any, where you don't want to look at any culpability for the greater system. That's fine. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, right? I'm not saying that's a wrong perspective.
And I mean, I've always called myself Phantom Menace adjacent. Yeah, because I don't always agree with a lot of the overreaction that the Phantom Menace does. Or like certain actions on Twitter or YouTube, stuff that I see where I'm like, I like you guys personally. I don't always agree with the way you cover things, or the way or certain takes on certain subjects.
If it makes you feel any better, I have never seen anything Phantom Menace has done.
Okay.
Well, you've seen my stuff. I guess I'm technically considered Phantom.
Okay. I mean, I guess you count.
But that's right there, though. You always belong. You always make a point to have that distance, right? Because of that, because of your feelings. I don't agree with all these people. So doesn't the same hold for someone like Mundane Matt, you know? And you can say, okay, well, I always make sure people know my stances. I watch his movie content. I don't support any of his other actions. And that's one thing, you know? But then there's also the perspective of like, if we all have the attitude of I'm just consuming my media and I don't care about who's getting this and who's, and that's the other thing too, is it's not just about, in this instance, it's not just about like, well, you're either with us or against this fandom because Monday Matt is, you know, is a bad guy and our enemy. It's about the basic principle of some of the things he's done, you know, like saying the N-word for no reason.
I got you.
Or the false flagging. These are things that these are things that are considered crap.
Yeah, that was a big one. And because I was listening to that stream when he admitted to it, and I was like, dude, not a good move. But here, yeah, and the reason that I'm like, that I'm not excusing any of his behavior. I'm just saying that he has copped to the false flagging, and he's apologized for it, and he said he hasn't.
He doesn't apologize for it all that often. It was under great duress that he was even forced to admit it. He did not want to admit it. It was the last thing he wanted to do was ever admit it. And every time he's called, people call him on it all the time, and he doesn't back down. He doesn't apologize. He doesn't show any remorse for having done it.
He was on the high count right before that happened, which is my favorite.
I remember that stream very well because I was watching that stream.
Still doing it too. So
I don't know. The thing is, I've just seen, recent content. Let's say post Rise of Skywalker, that he has admitted to, like, hey, I've done shitty things. I'm not a perfect guy. I'm trying to change. I'm trying to attack things from a certain point of view. And I understand he continues to fuck up, but does, watching a certain, watching his movie content end up supporting him, or do I have to take a side? Because I kind of really don't want to.
I mean, the thing is, everyone gets to do whatever you want.
Drama.
Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Well, he has to take a side for the drama.
Well, I mean, the reality is with YouTube, it's a 1-to-1 ratio. If you're giving him views and you're clicking likes on his channel, if you're not clicking likes, if you're giving,
I don't like anything on YouTube.
If you're contributing to the views for someone's channel, you are, in a sense, it's because it's a direct consumer to create a relationship. By viewing a video, by willingly viewing videos, and regularly viewing videos, you are by default endorsing that person's existence on YouTube, whether you like it or not. Which is why I actually, I never go around and I don't seek out videos for people I don't like. I don't go watch videos of people I don't like. Because of exactly that, I hate watching it's just an endorsement, Marilyn Manson.
Well, the thing is, I don't have a strong take on anything. Like I said, I'm going to go pick up my copy of Rise of Skywalker tomorrow, 4 copies of it, because I need every cover. And so I'm not as passionate about, as passionate or intense, about, I just want to see every point of view on my thing, even people I don't like. Like, there's people in the Phantom Menace I don't watch their content at all.
Sure thing, but again, it's with someone like Mundane Matt, it goes beyond whether you like them as a person, whether you like their take or not, and goes into, he has done things that are not even morally questionable. He has done things that are just out black and white wrong by anybody's standard. Phantom Menace, liberal, conservative, Christian, atheist, whatever. He has done things that by anyone's standards are just plain wrong, or black and white wrong. And do you want to support somebody like that?
Yeah, the false flagging was a shitty move.
False flagging is wrong.
And lying and the boulders.
About your actions is wrong. Polly the polar bear was wrong. These things are just fundamentally black and white wrong. And it's not about people you agree with or disagree with. It's about whether someone is right or wrong. Whether someone is, and whether you want to support somebody who's shown that quality of character. I'll watch Tiger King. I'm not going to give money to the Free Joe Exotic Fund. Even
and I just want to clarify. I don't know the dude at all.
Sure.
Like, it's not like we're friends on Facebook or Twitter or anything. Like, I know him by his content.
Sure.
And and like I said, it's like none of it is personal for me. Like this, you guys are people on the TV, and and off the TV. To me, this is entertainment to me. Yeah. So,
exactly. And speaking of entertainment, before we wrap up for tonight, we are going to play some more Star Wars Mad Libs.
Yay!
Oh
So,
God, I don't even know what an adverb is.
we'll help you.
Oh, Beth DeGoo, who asked, his name's Jim Lee. So if you want to message Jesse, that's who she was asking about, the guy. So
Yes.
thanks for offering that. Anyway,
And
on with the show.
did Tom respond to you?
Yeah, he said no problem.
Awesome. Okay, so guys, if you want more Tiger King, we are going to bring Tom from Midnight's Edge on here tomorrow after the High Council to talk more Tiger King with us.
Joe Exotic is a sexual tyrannosaurus.
Because we cannot get enough of Joe Exotic and that bitch Carol Baskin. Yeah. So hopefully
I'm
Hadassah, you
glad
want to
you
come back?
adopted her full name.
I usually want to come back. This is my social interactions.
And Balam, let us know when you
Yes.
do the doc because we definitely are going to bring you back on.
Oh, definitely.
Yes. All right.
Yeah, I'm free all the time. I'll come on. I'll be regular.
So we're going to do the Star Wars family tree. Okay, so chat, get ready. So here's the rules, chat. Basically, I'm going to let you know ahead of time before I go through these three, what your next contribution is going to be. So you can start throwing the contributions out as soon as you hear me ask for it. If someone sends a super chat, it will supersede any of the other suggestions. If it doesn't match the current word we're on, it will go into the next slot. That's going to mix. That's going to match that word. All right. So chat, the first thing you're going to get, it says person in the room male. So just any person in the room. So if it's you, just a male name of whoever you are, toss us your names, or we'll do what we did before, maybe grab a screen name. But for now, we're going to go in a circle. So Jeff, you're going to kick us off with an adjective.
Fantastic. No, that wouldn't work.
That's an adjective.
Okay, fantastic.
All right. And then Balam, you're going to give us an adjective also.
Amazing.
All right. Wow. Okay.
I
And
see you.
I went for the Spider-Man.
I see you also think of comic book titles for your
all right.
adjectives.
So Hadas, you get a person in the room male.
I'm sorry, what?
You get the name of a male person in the room. So figure that one out.
Of this room? Because I'm the only.
Figure it out. Plants have names that are male.
I should name my plants. Oh my gosh, how have I not done this?
I don't know.
Let's just go with Balam.
Yay! I'm in the thing.
Yay!
Hooray! And I told the chat that they also got the main. Okay, hi Beth DeGoo, thank you for the super chat. She once again contributes Wiener, so I plugged that in later on in this Mad Lib, and it's going to be about as brilliant as it was the first time around. All right, so what names has the chat?
Batman, fucking Carol Baskin.
All right, Batman, Spock, whatever. I like Batman. Batman's gonna be fun. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, and you guys chat, you're gonna get an adjective next. So start working on your adjectives because that's gonna be your next suggestion. Jeff, you get a celebrity.
Joe Exotic.
Of course. He's gonna be so proud that he's in Mad Libs. All right, Balam, you get an adverb.
What the fuck? I got the one I didn't know.
It's blanket. So it's something that ends in ly. Like it's an adverb.
Oh, okay. I got like quietly. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I knew it was gonna be one of those. Quietly.
There you go. All right. Hadas, you get another male person in the room.
Oh gosh. Oh wait, fuck. Sorry, I'm playing Lily's Garden. Another male person in the room. Let's go with Dr. Coffin-Nails. Is that the name?
Sure. I
Yes.
like it.
Is that his name?
That's his name.
Okay,
Right.
cool. Okay.
So chat, let's see your adjective sexually. Oh God. Isn't that an adverb? Sexual would be an adjective. So adjective describes a noun. We got spiny, chud.
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 Fun.
Spiny is fun.
Wasn't that one chunk that we laughed at so hard?
We did. We enjoyed Chunk. Oh, that's the Chunk robot. Go Big Boar or go home, says that Casey fan. You want to have your cake and eat it too. Supporting someone you know does bad things make it look like it only matters if it's done to you. That actually is a really good point. I don't want to necessarily open this can of worms back up as well. But that's, a lot of people have that perspective of like, oh, I don't care if they have never heard me, then having me or whatever. It's about your selective morality and what you feel like it's okay to support versus not, etc. It's things like, Kevin Spacey. It's a different conversation whether you're going to go back and watch a movie that Kevin Spacey was already in versus whether you're going to go out and watch a movie that he, let's say, in the future would be in.
So if you're going to give up on Baby Driver,
exactly.
Yeah, that's exactly what I really like American Beauty. I mean, I think I could separate the art from the artist.
But that's a different thing, though. But that's a different thing by saying I can separate the art from the artist, so I can go back and watch American Beauty. I can go back and watch Baby Driver. Let's say you don't like Mel Gibson because he hates Jews. I can still go back and watch Braveheart.
You bought Signs. So, I mean, you definitely can do this.
But am I going to go out and support now, knowing what I know? Am I going to go out and support anything new they make? Because it's a whole different thing. Okay, maybe they get a small amount of residuals because I rented, Baby Driver. Versus, am I actually going to go out and buy a movie ticket, contribute to the box office success of a new movie that someone like Kevin Spacey's in?
Now, are we comparing Kevin Spacey to false flagging?
What I'm saying is it's not saying it's equivalent, but they're two people who have done bad things.
Right. And I know since you'll probably be watching this, I am devil's advocating for you fucking hard Monday, Matt.
Anyway, I don't want to get too.
Well, one thing though, like what he does isn't really art. When you talk about like a Kevin Spacey or something,
that's true. There's
like news reporting. It's like Brian Williams. Brian Williams lied. His one job was to be a news reporter.
Exactly.
He lost all credibility.
Exactly.
So Mundane Matt is not creating art.
So that's exactly. So there is a huge difference. I agree. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. But I do agree. There's a huge difference between separating someone's art and that for literally someone's opinion. You're saying.
Yourself off from like if you're a Jamie Foxx fan, if you like John Bernthal, if you like John Hamm, if you like all these other actors or Edgar Wright. Like the reason I like Baby Driver, I'm an Edgar Wright fan. So I mean, I think there's more. I'm with you on this, but I'm just saying I think what he does on YouTube is not create art. I think it's just reporting.
I agree with that too. And so when you're talking about that, you're like, well, I'm supporting this person because I like these opinions, but I don't like their other opinions or actions.
I mean, okay, not necessarily his opinions. He's like, I just like his take on the news.
Okay, but is that worth supporting someone? Is his take on the news so good and enriches your life so much that it's worth actively supporting somebody? Because that's a view on a YouTube video is active support. There's no way around it. It contributes to their algorithm. It contributes to their success. It contributes to their analytics. It contributes to their revenue, right?
I understand.
When you watch a YouTube video, you are actively supporting the creator. Whoever created that content. And so it's a very different thing to say, I actively support you as a person, your business, your entity. Now it's not just, I like this art. I like this thing you were happy to be a part of. I'm not endorsing your attitudes. It's very difficult and different when you're talking about YouTube to say, I actively contribute to your success, but I don't endorse you as a person. So I think it's much better to separate those two things.
That's difficult for me. I'm still torn whether I'm going to forgive Kylo Ren or not.
So, that was a great analogy, Jeff. That was a perfect point to bring. So thank you. I do want to move on. I like steamy. I'm grabbing steamy as the adjective because it's just there and it's good. All right. So, you guys are going to get a verb ending in ing next. That's the chat. So, with you on that Midnight's Edge After Dark. Verb ending in ing, and I'm not forgiving him, Balam, because he is a murderer. But Jeff gets
honestly, I'd only buy a Kylo Ren toy if it was packaged with a Rey toy.
There's a doll if you want that has that. Oh God, no! Forces of Destiny. I knew it.
I told you, you've made all those videos about who buys this shit. I'm the one that goes out and buys this shit. I have everything.
I really like Beth's verb. I might use that one. Jeff, you have a plural noun.
Ninjas.
Beautiful. Balam, you have a silly word.
Was I?
Spadoinkle.
No, you're coming up. What did you say?
Spadoinkle.
Do you want to have a spadoinkle day?
Yes.
That's also from Cannibal the Musical, by the way. All right, spadoinkle. Okay. And Hadas, you get a female celebrity.
Oh, that bitch Carol Baskin.
Yes! Oh, I love you.
don't know what's sadder, the fact that we're talking about it or the fact that she's considered a celebrity right now.
Oh, that bitch.
CB.
Carol Baskin. All right, so.
By the way, I just want to say I love Tom from Midnight's Edge After Dark in the chat.
Sounds great.
I'm going with vibrating. Beth, I love vibrating. I'm just going with that. All right, chat, you get a person in the room male, so drop your man names now. Jeff, you get a noun.
Eggplant.
I'm so delighted by this. Balam, you get a noun.
Person, place, or thing. Lightsaber.
I'm gonna veto that and say something like not Star Wars related. It's a Star Wars Mad Lib.
Oh, I understand. Funko Pop.
Logan Michael, I told you. If he's still up, it's fucking late.
All right. Hadas, you get an adverb. It's the LY words.
Trying to think. Dutifully?
All right, dutifully, perfect. And then Flaming TP, thank you for the super chat. And we have our male name, Doodle Von Taintstain.
Beautiful.
Doodle. I'm so glad that came in time because I'm so delighted. All right.
Doodle always comes in time.
All right. Chat, you guys, I'm so afraid of this. Your last one for this particular Mad Lib is going to be a part of the body. So, go for it. Jeff, you get a noun.
Knee brace.
Oh, God. All right. Balam, you get a noun.
Person, place, or thing. Kristen Stewart.
I appreciate that.
I'm shortening that to case stew because it'll just flow better.
There you go.
All right.
Go Big War, go home.
And Hadas, you get a noun. What?
Go Big War, go home says you forgot a super chat.
I missed a super chat.
I'm just trying to.
Oh, no. Where? I don't see one.
Can my noun be cadaver?
Go Big War or go home. We did get your super chat about that case event. Kiki needed too. I don't know if you heard us read that one or not. That did kick us back into the Monday and Matt discussion. So thank you. Let me know if I did miss anything else. But we did catch that one. I know we got right back into the discussion because of it. So thank you. That did get us off on the topic, which got us to Jeff's very excellent point. So thank you. But let us know if we missed anything else.
Shout out to Tom for helping us out too.
Go Big that was a super chat. Go Big War, go. Yeah, we did read that super chat. That's what kicked off that whole conversation again. So definitely not too far. Definitely great. Definitely.
You know, the moment I go and support his fucking Patreon is the moment that you guys could fucking hang me on Twitter.
Just on Twitter?
All right, Hadas, you get a noun because you get a noun and you get a noun. Everyone gets a noun.
Yay! Are they under the seat?
Corpse.
Corpse
or cadaver, whatever sounds funnier.
I like corpse. Corpse is good. Oh my God. All right, which part of the body are we taking from the chat? Midnight's Edge After Dark says I will disown you if you did that. I might too, honestly. Nose, phalange, uvula, metatarsal. That's good. Inner ear. Arm.
No anus. I was looking for some low-hanging fruit here.
Stratos Radio Blues. Thank you. I love you. Someone remembers this. Spleen. We're going back to early 2000s humor, ladies and gentlemen. I love spleens. I've been talking about spleens, haven't I?
A little too much at night.
Spleens
we lie on bench. We're like, spleens. I'm like, spleens.
Spleens.
Hey.
Just talk about spleens.
Spleens.
Spleens. Anyway, thank you, Stratos Radio Blues, for this wonderful super chat. Spleen it is. Will Gentry, you were just a hair behind with perennium. But we do. What even is your perennium? I don't even know.
Okay, Google. What is a perennium?
Is that the taint?
Of perineum. The area between the anus
yes,
and the
God damn it! I got it right.
How do you know the scientific term for taint, bro?
Let me see if there's a
You underestimate my fucking smart, sir.
Okay, we're gonna have to do one.
You underestimate my abilities, and
Rubens is the correct answer there, Tom.
Because we are gonna have to honor. Yeah. Okay. We are gonna have to honor Will Gentry's super chat. So yes, it is the taint. All right. So that concludes the Star Wars family tree. You guys ready to listen to what we created?
Yes. Wait, let me put this down. Okay.
Okay. A review of the
Let me
fantastic.
get my pillow ready.
I just want to point out that this is from before the
Accident
the,
on
the
Mustafar.
terrible ones.
Oh,
A review of the fantastic main characters in the amazing saga Star Wars. You guys like it much? Darth Vader, aka Anakin Skywalker, father of Balaam Skywalker and Princess Leia Organa, apprentice to Batman, and Emperor Joe Exotic. Quietly married Padme Amidala. Obi-Wan, also known as Dr. Coffin Nails. old Dr. Coffin Nails. Jedi Master to the steamy Jedi ninjas, Anakin and Luke Skywalker. Those steamy Jedi ninjas.
ooh, let me just.
Luke Skywalker, son of Darth Spadoinkle and Princess That Bitch Carol Baskin. After many years of vibrating, became a Jedi wiener like his father.
Jedi wiener.
I love Jedi wieners. Oh, yeah. Princess Leia Organa, the twin eggplant of Luke Funko Pop Walker. Dutifully in love with Doodle Von Taint Stain Solo. Han Solo, or as we affectionately know him as, Doodle Von Taint Stain Solo, first knee brace of the Millennium Case Stew.
Yeah, nice.
That's
a new Twitter handle.
This space cow corpse has a spleen of gold, though he tries to hide it.
Aww.
Oh, Emperor 9 asked me about my Jedi wiener. Oh, God.
We'll do another.
This is all the fun that Jeff can handle for the night. But in honor of Will Gentry, we are going to do one more so that we can have perenniums. Perenniums?
Taints.
Taints. All right. Perenniums. Kiss. Love you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You're going to have to come back for the Corona kiss at the end, though.
I'll come back. I think I can play from the other room.
Oh, that's true. You can still contribute.
I was going to do other stuff, but
Okay. That's fine. Okay, so Jeff, give us a noun. Oh, chat. You guys get an adjective to start off. But
I think a noun.
noun.
Uh,
Well, I should tell you what this is about, though. This is called Piloting a Pod Racer by young Anakin Skywalker.
okay.
Okay.
Jake Lloyd.
A priest.
Okay. All right.
I've been watching too much Supernatural.
Clearly. Okay. Balaam, an adjective.
That's like amazing, right? Yeah, description. Okay, amazing. Wait, I already said that. Spectacular.
Thanks, Spidey.
All right. And Hadas, you get a verb ending in ing.
Dabbing.
What'd you say?
Dabbing.
Dabbing.
Repeatedly take an object and force it through the skin of another to stab.
Oh, stab. I heard dab. I like
dabbing.
Dabbing.
I like that
dab.
word. Okay.
I'm
I'm digging psychotic. We're going to go Stratos Radio Blues, and we're going to take psychotic as the next adjective. All right. Chat, you're getting another adjective, so keep them coming. Jeff, you get a plural noun.
Vibrators.
Oh, God. All right. Balaam, you get an adjective.
Incredible.
Sure. That is an adjective. Hadas, you get another verb ending in ing.
screaming.
Screaming?
Yeah.
Like, ah!
Yeah, like my thoughts.
Cool.
Yeah.
Figured. All right, and chat. What do I say? We have had two people put in moist now, so we're gonna throw in moist. We think we had old school Jeremy and Will Gentry both suggested, so we'll go with both.
Can you
Chat.
wait. Can you put moist squared because we got it twice?
No, I refuse. I'll put super moist though.
Okay, that's acceptable.
Okay, so chat. The last thing you're gonna get is a plural noun. But Jeff, you get a verb.
Coughing, right?
All right, cough, because it's not ing, but yes. Okay. Balaam, you get another adjective.
Amazing.
You already used amazing.
Back to me. I know.
Really good place.
Sensational, Bilal. There's one more Spider-Man title.
God damn it, sensational. You're right.
Oh my god.
We took them all off, Jeff.
Hadas, you get an adjective.
Annoying.
All right, and let's see. I'm gonna use communists from the chat. Thank you, chat. All right, Jeff, you're gonna finish us off with an adjective.
That's an LY, right?
It's a descriptor.
Dripping.
Ooh.
Are you guys ready to hear piloting a pod racer by young Anakin Skywalker?
Wizard.
Okay. As far as I know, I'm the only human priest who has ever competed in a spectacular stakes pod race and won. If you ever find yourself at the stabbing line of one of these competitions, here's what you need to do to make sure you come out of the race psychotic. Trust your vibrators. Even if you can't see things before they happen, like me, you can at least keep your peridiums open and look out for incredible pilots or debris screaming at you. Just imagining debris going, as it goes by. Keep steering. The key to being a super moist pod racer pilot is knowing how to cough. Hug those sensational curves and don't let them intimidate you. Always remember, have fun. Your pod racer might look like an annoying hunk of communists, but if you know how to use it, pod racing can be Oh, goodness. Oh, that concludes Star Wars Mad Libs for the night. My new favorite segment to finish this off.
Fun.
And the one we're going to do, so stay tuned, guys, because tomorrow we'll do Escape to Naboo by Padme Amidala, and this appears to be a travel ad. So there you go. Anyway, lovely ladies, boys and girls, we are at that time. Children of all ages.
Each generation probably brings to you. It's
Anyway.
2 times. Never mind. Sorry.
Okay. I was just going for Dion's thing.
Yeah, that's what he's referencing.
Oh, he's
as a
okay.
wrestling opening by the Red
Gotcha.
Velvet.
Anyway, baby, boys and girls, children of all ages. Anyway, so thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for contributing to this phenomenal discussion about Joe Exotic, about crazy fans, about wonderful everything.
Emma Watson.
Sophia. Thank you guys for joining us. This has been your Monday Night Entertainment on Mindless Entertainment. Make sure you press that like button. Let's see if we ever got over 100. We're at 98. So guys, press that like button. Let's get it over 100. And now we're at 97. That's nice. That's nice. Rough. Now we're back up at 98. And 100. That was nice. Thank you, guys. Thanks for getting us to 100. No dislikes thus far. Thank you for all who joined us, for all who contributed to Mad Libs, for all who super chatted. Thank you so much to Hadas the Quarantined, who will be not quarantined starting tomorrow.
And I want to apologize for not engaging with Hadas enough. I was just kind of reacting to the left side of the
I
stream.
want to apologize. Half that comment, I'm not in the YouTube world. And
believe me, I'm not in the YouTube world either. So
don't feel bad. I was playing Lily's Garden, the game Jesse got me addicted to. So you're totally fine.
Okay,
we can be best friends another time.
Okay.
You guys will probably meet in person when this is all over, so it'll be exciting. But yeah, all right. So I'm gonna bring Jeff back over here to finish us off with our Corona kiss. So I'm gonna say
bye before you guys do that, because
farewell to you guys, because
goodbye all. Have a good night.
All right.
Mark.
And I'll say goodnight to you as well, Balam, since we usually do our kiss solo.
Yeah. Can I plug something?
Oh, absolutely. Go for it. All right.
Go buy Charlie's Angels on 4K.
Best plug ever.
4 people just bought a copy.
Best plug we've ever had.
There you go.
Yeah, lovely
also available on streaming. Perfect for your coronavirus needs.
Can you buy me a copy, Balam?
If I see you in person or at Best Buy, I'll also get the trilogy.
Oh, best. All right, Balam. So next time we see you, you'll have finished Tiger King, and we're interested in hearing your thoughts. We're interested in hearing your thoughts.
Definitely.
We'll want to know who your favorite is.
I'll probably be finished by Wednesday.
Awesome.
So
Well,
I could come on the Wednesday stream.
That sounds exciting. We'll plan on having you back for that.
Yeah, I'll give somebody a chance to come in tomorrow. And
we'll bring Tom on tomorrow. We're gonna get Big Boar or go Big Boar or go home on sometime this week. We're gonna talk to Ethan about getting him back on as well. So we have awesome guests lined up for you guys and all that good stuff. And I'll get Andy on here one of these nights too. Yeah. That'll be great. Yeah. All right. Well, good night, Balam. Thank you for joining us.
Bye, Monday, Matt. Love you.
My name is Jeff.
All right. And we're going to finish this off with a good old Corona kiss. So get over here, you big hunk of love.